Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're going to kick off the week with a premiere draft of Forgotten Realms. Kind of crushed it today in the voting. I never know anymore. It seems like arbitrary which crushes the other of late. I think best of one tends to win more, but I think there's that feeling. People do like the change of pace, the variety, the feeling of, oh, we're going through this quick, you know, something new, something new, something new. And we're going to try that now. Are we going to draft something new, something new, something new? I don't know. We were just talking with chat before about how taking the best cards continues to lead me towards black-red decks in the format. I am not forcing it, though. I'm totally willing to take cards from other colors if they present themselves as the best cards in the pack. I feel like I'm underplaying blue. My blue shouldn't be 0, right? But it kind of feels 0. I need to figure out when to, and it's not that I should force it or anything, but I need to be ready to, like, there's been a couple drafts recently where I feel like if I just read the open blue signals and took them, or at least hedged a little bit, I would have actually had a better blue deck than the medium of whatever I happen to have that wasn't blue. So just keeping that in mind, again, not forcing anything, not forcing not red-black, not forcing red-black, but being aware that I'm probably failing to move into blue when it's open these days, and I want to try and change that. Something I'm not going to change is where I start when I'm looking for cardboard, and that's my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. Card Kingdom are purveyors of everything you need for your tabletop Magic game. If you want to bring some of this digital action to your living room or your kitchen table, please check them out via my affiliate links. Let them know you got there from here. Helps keep me on the air, all that good stuff. This pack is kind of weak. The rare is garbage. The red and black cards are not that great. Ray of Enfeeblement is technically removal. If it were best of 3, I would like that a lot better. You can turn this into a combat trick pretty reliably, and it can generally get a card, but sometimes it takes some setup cost. Yeah, Worm, if you could just say, hey, you're casting this on turn 5, you know, whenever you have this card in a game, you're going to get it out on turn 5. Sometimes you won't draw it, but when you do, turn 5. Oh, this would be incredible, but it doesn't play out like that exactly. It still might be the pick. Containment feels a little early. But I guess, I'm with you on Purple Worm. I'm kind of down on it. I'm going to take Ray. And again, I'm not trying to force red-black, but it just feels like this was the best card in the pack. I got really tilted this weekend chasing after these dumb, ugly altars. Like, they don't even look, they look like they're supposed to, which is like classic D&D art. But I got so frustrated losing in the queues to earn these this weekend. I got really frustrated earning bling I didn't even like. Dragon is an interesting follow to the Ray. There's also Captain. And this is how I end up in red-black. Again, these are just the best cards here, right? I think I don't love taking a 7 over a 2, but this is a good one. And if we do end up treasure, it's great, and it keeps us black. Like, we don't need to be red-black. We could end up, take a steadfast paladin here, be black-white. I like that you hear something. There's rogue class. We could take this and hedge and try to saboteur stuff, but this feels clunky and difficult to make happen. Too slow for the format. I would rather just take the Steadfast Paladin. And Valor Singer's good. You Hear Something is good. Temple is fine fixing, especially when you do have some dragons to make it enter untapped. But, and I've come up on Circle, but not as a pick 3. I think I'm just going to take Pally. I don't mind a black-white deck. And what do we got? Direwolf Prowler is pretty medium to low. I'm coming up on Hoarding Ogre. Sometimes you're happy to trade this off for a treasure or 2. Fangblade, playable, but still don't love a 2/2 for 3. There's Peggy. You just take a Peggy, make stuff fly. But I do think, for me, it's like, also I like a rally maneuver. Largely, this has been a very effective combat spell. It's 3 mana, though. Hard to keep 3 open. although you generally are just trying to cast this on your turn, and you either cast this in combat and spend your mana, or then you don't need it and you spend it after. Pegasus or Fangblade. Yeah, I guess we could lead in black. We know it's the better color. I think Pegasus might be a better card in aggro than the Fangblade is in the abstract, but I do like focusing on the black side of things. Planar Ally, Ranger's Hawk, and Champ all do suggest that white is a fine secondary color, but yeah, we're going to take Warlock class. This is another one I've come up on. The incidental baseline pinging is real. The fact that it effectively replaces itself with a solid replacement for 3 total mana on installment plan is fine. And then I've won quite a few games now, especially in the quick draft forcing black-red, just activating Warlock class on 7 and winning the game right there. Hammer likes the creatures, totally cool. Coming up on spawn as well. Again, noting the white to go along with our paladin if it stays open. A lot of Garbo here, except for the Hoarding Ogre. We'll take the Ogre in case we end up red-black. I think this is the best card here. Ghoul still in the pack is good to see. The Plundar and Earth Cult Elemental. Earth Cult's no surprise. Plundar's been going earlier and earlier. I like this a lot, but Ghoul is a linchpin card for the black-red archetype, and it's perfectly playable outside of it. I mean, you're really hoping to play this in black-red for the steal and sack potential, but just a 2-drop with 2 power, no downside, and that ability to sack. As Marshall has said often on limited resources, sometimes just having an onboard sack effect has a lot of inherent value. Tron likes the trap. I'm on Boots over not much, or Ranger over not much. Here's blue cards that are not good enough to move into. I'd rather have a Boots of Speed, which would play in black-red, than anything else here. Now we're back to our opening pack, which was pretty rough. I don't like a Mace when I can try and get torches. Ogre, probably okay here. We do have a Fangblade. There are some things that can come together to give you a real venturing black-red deck, and Fangblades and Ogres are a big part of that, especially if you pick up the uncommon equipment, black equipment. Chat will have my back on this one, but when you can send in Fangblades or other kind of expendable creatures with that equip, with Zombie Ogre back, you kind of don't care what happens. Talisman is what I was thinking of. Disco's calling Thieves' Tools, but Talisman, yeah, is what I meant. Thieves' Tools is interesting with Fangblade, but I find it a little clunky. We'll see. Yeah, Beholder, we have a Black Dragon, which is probably going to be our Beholder, but I certainly don't mind like a 6 or a 7 in these decks. You just pick up some treasure and you want somewhere to put it. And then, if there was any question, yeah, we're getting back to black-red because we got a Battlecry Goblin. This is how you end up here. I mean, it's just with the card quality of these 2 colors is so high, you just, you end up here. So I'm going to take that. Oh, and then a Ranger class. That's pretty splashable. Can we pass a Ranger's class? Could even be a reason to bank into green. Go black-green Ranger class. It's not that splashable because it needs multiple activations, so Treasure isn't the best splash. But what are we taking if not that? We got a Hexblade, or we're looking at Warlock class number 2. It's incredible, though. So yeah, we're going to take it and see. If the green flows, we'll just move there. And we'll try and pick red, or like Skullport Merchant's a great card here. We're going to pick cards that hopefully leave us open to the decision. So a lot depends on what comes our way here in red versus green. If decent green comes, I'll move in. If we get like another Battlecry Goblin gets past or something, and then we just are red, you know. But this is so good that I'm looking for reasons to abandon red at this point. And then we get a pack with literal 0 green cards and a bunch of playable red-black, including another black dragon. Wild Mage is interesting. I don't know if she's a bomb. It's hard for me to call this a bomb at 4 mana, but easy for me to call her good. Yeah, Robber, you even have Fenor just on take Robber. Might take this for fun, Fenor, but I'm with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not some A. This is like C+, B- territory, but that's still a quite playable card and is at least some fun. So let's try it. Price of Loyalty. Again, yeah, so there's Purple Worm. We were looking for reasons, but now with price and some sack outlets, we'll just take price. Well, I say some sack outlets. We have specifically Ghoul, but we'll try to find more. You like the 2-drop, the Hexblade? I'm digging a Hexblade too, but price is oh, Skullport. I felt like we had another one, but I couldn't quite place where it was. But yeah, Skullport. So 2 is nice and a good reason to pick up the price there. Dawnbringer Cleric in case we bank back white. That does not seem like it's happening. Bag of Holding feels like Bag of Losing. Like, when my opponent plays this, I feel like the game's in the bag. This card isn't terrible in the abstract in terms of what it does. It just does not feel like the format for it. AI agrees. But yeah, we're going to take the Camp. This is a playable combat trick. I don't want to play this, but it's a playable combat trick. Our red-black cards are pretty lacking. Javelineer is playable as well, but I don't love it. I feel like when I play this, it's often underwhelming. And we take a Ranger to continue to possibly do this Ranger class thing, but Steadfast Paladin is the best card in the pack. I just don't think we are that way, but I suppose it's possible we end up back white, if the red drops off and the white picks up somehow. Javelineer gets better when you have power pumping equipment and the same one we were talking about before, the black uncommon. Yeah, I guess we take another Ogre. Yeah, Jav plus Talisman is real, but we don't have a Talisman. Here's the wrong Talisman. Another Boots of Speed. I don't think we're playing 2 boots. Let's take +2 Mace from the long shot red-white deck that comes together. Yeah, second boots are way worse than the first, and I'm not that enamored with the first, really. It's fine, but not... sometimes it underperforms. Don't feel like you're getting a full card out of it. Yeah, late containment. We're continuing to get some white cards. Maybe I'll put our white cards back in. I like this Rust Monster late. Monk of the Open Hand is real. White Dragon. I mean, you could make a case for the white. But yeah, I should probably just take the drop, given that we have some... yeah, weaponry is available as well. And normally I'm on weaponry first, but we do have some venturing going. No, not a great pack for pick 1 though, for sure. Yeah, maybe it is still weaponry though. Well, yeah, we'll for sure play drop. That's true. If we're feeling like we know for sure we're black and we're still questioning where else we are. But yeah, it is. If it weren't for the presence of other venturing, I wouldn't want the drop. But between other venturing and us being sure we're black, I think we do take the drop there and then see what else comes our way. Spoils could bring us to Ranger class, but really another drop. I mean, they just get better. Yeah, plate armor is good as well. So we're taking another drop and really focusing on the black we know we're doing, and then crazily it's still kind of up in the air from there. We could take a Deadly Dispute or drop number 3. Burning Hand's interesting too. I think we're not. I'm going to move the white back out. If we're red, it's probably hands. We're low on 2, and this is a 2 drop you're willing to play on 2. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Burning Hands. Horde Robber here, or Bugbear. Wilds would be nice. Probably curve based here. And we're still low enough on 2s that I think I want a Horde Robber. I would like a Wilds, but I need 2 drops. Here's where we could follow and now take a Wilds, but another Horde Robber or a Captain feels even better. I'm just going to take Captain. We got a Battlecry Gobbo for one thing. Probably not playing the Ranger class. Don't mind that we took it. We hedged appropriately. Here's some more goblins to pump with our uncommon. We'll play that. Maybe over the Zombie Ogre plan, although, again, Zombie Ogre does have the venturing thing going for it. Delver's Torch to not play. Ooh, hello. There's a Tiger Tribe Hunter for the chucking, and this is just a good card, but there's a Hired Hexblade too. Although we're pretty low, yeah. I think we gotta take the Tiger, and we'll question how many of these ogres we play. Plate Armor and Cleric class coming around. Show you where that's at. I think we take Swarming Gobbo. You want Windfall? Why? I just don't like playing it. I'm not going to splash anything. And when I play Windfall, I feel like I'm losing. Oh, you're still playing Ranger class? Yeah, no, I'm off it. We're going to be... I don't like splashing a thing that needs multiple activations. If Ranger class's activations were all single green, or we're all colorless, then fine. We pay single green and we're going. We have no, we're not splashing this. It would be irresponsible. You're talking about either putting forests in this deck or counting on multiple treasures before this does anything. We are going to be lean, mean, and clean with the red-black machine. Yeah, that's probably an easy cut. Let's split them up here first. Let's cut that. And probably worst creature has to go, and then we have a deck. Yeah, we can cut a Zombie Ogre. I like that. Keep the goblins because of the battle cry. Well, we can keep both, or we can cut it. Yeah, we can cut Beholder and put a Zombie Ogre back in. Maybe do that. Especially since we have a Black Dragon. And we got the double drop and a blade. Like, we can actually do some venturing. You think Earth Cult is worse than Beholder? Maybe I'll throw that to a vote, but I kind of like the, obviously, as I put it in there, I like, boy, when you inadvertently power this out on 5 and win the roll, and they have to find a sack on, you're on the play and you play this on 5, oh, it's crushing. Whereas this often just enables an attack. And it enables one attack, and then you have a 6/5. I just feel like the 6/6 that forces a sack is better. Yeah, it's always sack a land when they have 6+. Often that is what happens, but often the 6 toughness is better than the 5 in a way that is quite relevant, and often the benefits you get from the Beholder just don't even measure up to an extra point of toughness. And then the upside here is just so much higher than the upside of the Beholder. There we go. I love it. We have a plan. Delina triggering Death Cult or Earth Cult a bazillion times. Let's do it. And we are... we got drops. We could... How about something with drop? Give me a drop joke. Drop, base drop, ogre, venture drop, swarm drop. Like drop kick. Because we want to kick some ass with our drops. Sure. Going with it. Any bling redeemed? No bling redeemed. My choice. My choice. Let's see. Do we have anything animated? What else do we have animated? I'm going to pick Killian because I like Killian. We're going to go... We're Killian right now as our character, too. And no on these lands. Do we want... I think we want 9 black because of the Warlock class. I guess there's Boots of Speed, too. Yeah, it's close. You got Tribe Hunter... I think we want narrowly a little more black than red. Drop and roll is good. I want more... I guess we have a couple of die rolls cards. I want more die rolling before we use that joke. I'll go with my faves. They never don't suck. Wait, they never don't not suck? I like them. All right, what do you think? How are we going to do? If we were to play this out 1,000,000 times, what would our average win count be? Let's see if I left any memes on.
Mr. Allen,
oh no, please! I can't read your crazy moon language!
A fine upfront reminder that we will not be reading here. So close to a great hand. Turn a swamp into a mountain, or really any card in this hand into a mountain, and I'm happy with it. But as it is, this has too much of a chance of doing nothing, so we got to send it back. All right, this looks better, much better. We're going to keep and ditch a swamp. It's a little bit risky, but we have a 1-drop, 2 2-drops, and a 3-drop, so getting rid of the swamp seems just fine. And if desperate, we can even Warlock class to find the 3rd land. Hopefully we just Hobgoblin, Captain, and draw a 3rd naturally before turn 3. Would love to draw a natural 3rd land and play Merchant, for example, or drop Dom Tom's 2-drop here. Land. Not great. Can't even enfeeble. Well, I guess we could enfeeble for a combat win. So let's Or we could just Burning Hands it. Could even Warlock class look for Swamp. Let's do that, because then if we find a Swamp, we can still do the Ray play. Ugh. Horde Robber sets up the ability to potentially get some treasure, but I think we just take another drop here. Yeah, it is good to get those out of the way. We could offer the captain for the vet, but I don't think we need to do that. We've got the removal. We got lots of removal. In fact, maybe so much removal I shouldn't have taken the drop, but I did like the idea of double venture in hand. Yeah, here we are, black-red again. You saw I wasn't forcing it, though. And now Enfeeblement has a nice job. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm just going to use it in attack. I mean, come on. Oppo stuck on 2 as well, it looks like. Could have just played the Gobbo for max mana. But it was nice to have a 1 mana removal spell on a 3 power, so I took it. Funny, funny magic. Is it better for us to Battle Cry or just Burning Hands this vet? I like Battle Cry here and then Burning Hands next turn. Let's put more power on the table and a nice threat of activation. This is a goblin, right? So this says, hey, we're going to win this race. Are you sure you want to keep attacking with that vet? Because if they attack with a vet, I think that's fine. We're closing in on winning the race, and if they keep back again, like yeah, they stay back to defend, and we get to either hands or in this case now drop. Shield is going to save it, but it's going to be weak. They still have blocks on Hobgob, so we can't attack with that. We can send Battle Cry, and we'll go down the middle and do some scrying. You're cool, but you're not land, so go away. Could even offer this. I mean, it's pretty devastating for them to lose their heavily equipped vet to the Hobgob, but we also just have removal for it, so I'm going to be patient. They could unlock their screw here with a land and yeah, now this could be Magic Missile. So we'll see who comes out of this. Now we can go... We could Burning Hands it. Could also just Skullport Merchant here. If we drop it, we've used 2 removal spells on it, but they've invested a lot of equipment into it. Kind of like Merchant setting up a land into Swarming Gobbos next turn. I'm going to do that. Yeah, drop does get a treasure, that's true. Which is one of the reasons I played a Skullport Merchant. Yeah, I'm just wondering if, given they outcard us in hand, and if they unlock their hand with mana, like they could attrition us out here. So maybe I need to be more aggressive and take advantage of our board advantage, and just get in damage and get them dead before they can cast all this stuff, right? You really want to put a struggling opponent away. Of course, we're struggling on mana too, so not just as easy to say. rough because our removal doesn't take care of 3 toughness, and it's about to get tougher. But if we draw a land and can go into Gobbo mode, I mean, heck, they send that, we have a block. All right, we did draw a land. I am going to go with my Gobbo play, see if we can't get wide enough here. Yeah, first strike in hands, potentially. Couple got a nice roll, 1 off from the triple, but I'll take the 2. Don't know. We don't really have hard removal for anything. We have Price, Skullport Price could do some work. Not on our current mana levels, but you know what I mean. All right. Well, we can scoop up lands. We can send in... Kind of want to send in the minimum to kill the Brunor. Like, if Brunor decides to eat something, like we could send... Kind of like sending Swarming, a 1/1 and a 3/1. Drop the Barb, you say. Yeah, we could drop the Barb. If we do that, we get a 1/1. Well, yeah, we can even send the Merchant if we're willing to trade it off. Boots the 2-drop, send the tokens. Well, let's start here. Buy a little extra time there. Yeah, if we boot the captain, they have no blocks on the captain. That's true. I like everything but Merchant so that we can do the sack play. I mean, just giving up Brunor for our 4/3 is fine with me. And then sacking the Gobbos. I don't know if we played a... Yeah, we played a land this turn. So, actually, I want to leave mana for Boots. There's that incidental Warlock class just getting in damage here and there, and then then suddenly it's like, oh crap, now I lose. You just go Warlock class 7, and then all your damage is doubled. It's pretty nuts. You know, if something dies, it even doubles the static ping. Oh, neat, Breeden. Yeah, I would be into, I like all the old bordered stuff. Oh, that's why they gave up Brunor. I was wondering why they made that trade. It seemed weird, but then that, of course, explains it pretty well. A second. Yeah, they are being aggressive. This is like, we win if we draw, our steal a creature, but we'll take this. Trying to make some more gobos for chumps. Now we have the 7 mana to eventually do Warlock class as well. We can Swarming Goblins and haste it. I like Swarming Goblins. Haste. And then let's see if we get how many goblins we get. I just want chumps for Brunor here. Only 1. That sucks. But we have Merchant as backup blocker if things go horribly awry, so I'm still going to follow through with pressure. These are forced blocks now on them attacking for 7. And they can double block the swarming. And that's still pretty good. Although we are facing exactly what I was worried about here, which is, of course, the cards in hand catching up to us. But now it gets really tough. Like, we'll see what they come up with. But we go Warlock class 7, activate, attack, and what do they do? So the lack of mana really hurting Dom Tom. They're playing a great game, all things considered. Yeah, it does not have to... It can occur afterwards, for sure. I think Dom Tom's doing the math and not liking the results. Acer acts like the... Oh, man. Can be good. But yeah, build around is a good way to put it. Holy crap. You kidding me? Well, works out for us anyway. We get Fangblade attacking, so kind of has to block, force block, and then gets easier for us from there. I'm gonna leave the Merchant back because of the presence of hasty creatures, but maybe I'm supposed to just send the Merchant as well. Yeah, actually I'm supposed to send the Merchant as well. Oh, and I didn't. I was trying. You heard my head. He does have boots. That's true. We'll put boots here and hold up our instant speed hands. What? This doesn't go to face. I told you I meant to and didn't. My brain said attack and then my hands didn't do it. But boots is a reason to be scared. Yeah. But now it should just be ours, like must block, but then 7 damage doubles the creature death, so it's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to win. This works too, gang. More stylish.
Bender, honey, we love you.
Shut up, baby, I know it.
Yeah, it was just, how do you want to win? I just saw a line that could not be stopped with 1 white mana and executed. Maybe it could have been stopped for 1 white mana. There is that one trick, but I don't know It doesn't stop our creature from dying. All right, wouldn't mind a 2, but we have a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6. We'll keep it. Come on, 2-drop that we want to play. Yeah, it's a play. Good question. I don't think we did. No barbs. We had a shot or two at a barb, but there was something better every time. Rusty into Hoarding Ogre is nice. Maybe we'll go Wild Mage first and then try to haste to Hoarding Ogre. Hasty Hoarding Ogre is awesome. And first strike, nice against the Death Touch. I have a feeling this is going to die, but if it doesn't... Alright, well, it's going to die to the gas, but we probably take it. We can all... Yeah. I mean, we can't just sit here taking the talisman turn by turn. Gotta trade sometime. I don't love this trade, of course, but they've had to spend a lot of mana moving the talisman around and whatnot, so... we got some tempo here, if nothing else. Now we got an interesting spot of Ogre, Wild Mage, and what's our plan next turn? Are we looking to Zombie Ogre next turn or haste up one of these? I kind of like Ogre now, next turn Wild Mage, haste it, and multiply Ogres. Yeah, Mike and I are on the same page there. Tron as well. Yeah, please swing with Basilisk, right? Although that, you know, oh, okay, they are. Well, let's see if they play something 4 toughness, that's rough. Like if they play a 3-4 or better, that's rough. You want to do Zombie Ogre ahead of the Wild Mage stuff? That's interesting. Now we could also get here. Yeah, that's a very suspect open mana, right? You just want an elemental now? Yeah, that's fair. And then we can do that and copy the elemental and try that whole play. All right, given that we also are very suspicious of this open mana, I like just sending the Ogre, watching it probably die, playing the Earth Cult Elemental, rolling high, and then doing the Wild Mage play next turn. That would be sweet. Only one treasure for us, but that will cast the Elemental. Oh, it lives. It lives. All right. Well, we're sure going to find out if they have the fight spell, right? 20. 20. 20. Yeah. No, only sometimes we do. We got lucky. If we'd had to sack a land, I would have. And then we top deck a land, we're still in fine Wild Mage shape. And sometimes you just get there. No blocks here, though, as much as this hurts. All right, let's do it. We can even send all, because the Hoarding Ogre will make at least one treasure for this robber to be back on D. Come on. Let's do it. Yeah, it's fine. This is dying to the gas, but it's going to be good times. And we'll give up a treasure. I'm going to play the robber, even though it's not like we're going to block with it. We'll see where we feel. Like, I feel like we just got in a good spot here. We have Zombie Ogre Hasty next turn as well. So I think we're going to say no blocks. Alright. Yeah, let's just Ogre and Haste, and then see what Oppo wants to do here. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's a forced block on one of the 3 plussers. So the Earth Cult Elemental will take the block. And then we don't die to an attack from the Basilisk again. So let's try. And we get a Venture. Feeblement can also help us not take any damage from that thing besides the talisman damage. Now, is this a Tomb of Annihilation spot? I'm not sure we want to go down a life. We might rather gain a life just to be sure. Or we could scry to set up our next turn. I guess we scry after that. Yeah, we'll go life gain first and then have a backup scry. Oppo agrees. We got there. Nice work, gang. Dark Star with the sub. Verifying it's all working, at least on this scene. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hair's starting to dry out now. Yeah, I have one red-black deck going, Fenor, that's splashing the green-white double strike, make a 4/1 rare. And it's like, it's not playing any forests or plains. It's just, I just need a couple pieces of treasure, no problem. This looks good. No, chat has 6-1 me, but that's as close as they've come to determining what happens to my hair. Looks like we're going to try to Gobbo on 2, and then probably Ray plus Activate on 3. Nice that Oppo has not shown a turn 2 play, although it does make it more likely that this is going to be picked off by removal, but make him have it. Alright, they didn't. Oh, and we get a Ray of Enfeeblement on that? Yes, please. Could go for the drop, but we get Ray for a straight 1-for-1 plus Warlock class. That's too hard to pass up. Mine more land here. We could just take the... Like, we know we're going to cast Wild Mage. Maybe we just take the Fang Blade. Yeah, that's fine. Oh man, I'm gonna go... Well, we could go Wild Mage or Boots of Speed. We would definitely want to play red. We can go Boots of Speed, Fangblade, and then have the Wild Mage Boots play next turn if we find land. But we can also just play the Wild Mage and next turn have Fangblade Boots if we find land as well. I guess we start with an attack. It's kind of the same, but it hides the Wild Mage, which I guess is a little better. What do you mean can't Boots next turn? If we draw a land, we can. Boots is colorless to equip. Same basic thing. We're just hoping for a basic land of any kind. Obviously, mountain would be best, but even a swamp gets us there. That's interesting. They can't really sack it for 1 mana. I don't think they've played... That's bold, Cotton. How do we got? Like, that's just so good for us. Well, I'll take the 1. Now we get to win. Boom. Yeah, that was not a great choice from Oppo. We'll take it. Not sure what else they had to do. Maybe they thought that was the only thing they could do, but I'd almost rather do nothing than that. Certainly the equipping of the equipment was weird, because that shows, like, to me, a lack of familiarity with the equipment rules. Nice to start 3-0. Even if we owe 3 from here, we've got our 1,400 back, right? Or no, our 1,000. Next win is for 1,400, but we got that big leap from 250 to 750, or to 1,000 with that win, so plus 750. Also looking good. Wild Mage with these two are both pretty nice, and we've got something to do on 2 and 3. Need some land. That's about all we're asking for from this hand. Warlock class can help us find it, I suppose. But land is the name of the game now. I think I run out Ghoul on 2. If you can wait till 4, why not? But... And this is a scary card for anybody to see when you've got a mountain and a swamp. Oh, they picked it off. Okay, well, 1 for 1 cost them. We got a little tempo advantage there, and we found, most importantly, we found a land, which I'm really happy to see. We're going to send in the Ghoul and be happy if we get a 1-for-1 trade. We don't really have the tools in hand to really leverage the Ghoul's best side, which is basically price. If we draw price, I'll probably just cast it. But I'm really happy to be finding the land and happy to offer a Ghoul for the Apprentice here. See if they want to take it. Nope. Oppo on blue-green, not exactly your big removal colors, but Charmed Sleep is a thing, and there's a lot of punch cards, a lot of bite cards in green, so we could still lose either of these creatures, even though these are not classic removal-heavy colors. And certainly if they have one of the bite cards, we'll see it now, because you gotta snap off that Gobbo. You don't give your opponent a chance to work with the Gobbo if you have anything to do about it. Yeah, so they don't show anything for the Gobbo. They're looking to trade for it. With Black Dragon... We could mana dump, but I don't like that. I think we just play the Wild Mage. Yeah, send Ghoul alone and then just play Wild Mage. That's fine. Because, you know, you don't need to attack with the thing you copy. So, like, next turn we could get land, Swarming Gobbo, attack Wild Mage, copy Gobbo. So that's a fine result. What I'm worried about is, like, bar the gate or whatever the counter spell. Like, we could get our Wild Mage countered. But we got to make them have it because they could also have the card draw spell. You don't want to, like, not cast a spell into the possible counter magic. And there you go. Then we get that, and we learn that we are actually free and easy. Do we want to trade the Ghoul for the Scion, though? Oh, they're not going to let us make that trade anyway. No worries. They can have that. Unfortunately, they got the Frozen, which I don't love. Well, no attacks and Wild Mage. And again, ask them. It doesn't seem like they have removal, or they would have used it beyond the Scion. But maybe their Scion was their plan, and they have removal for this turn or something. That wouldn't be impossible. I didn't see what they did with their Scry. Man, Scaled Herbalist in the 3-0 bracket. All right.
Hey, Holmes.
Boy, just a terrible card for us. We don't have that many big drops, and I think we just drew our last one. Like, I guess we have... no, we have another Swarming Goblin. No, we have 3 other ones, so I guess I'm getting mine. We have a lot of high end, and we're just missing on mana right now. I could send in the Wild Mage. We could pump the Battle Cry once, send, and then we would have the trigger and another activation. So Bacalo Fever wants to hold. Logan wants to hold. I don't know what their cards are, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'm being greedy, but this is pretty sweet. Could also make a Ghoul, but we can already sack there. I'll just do another Battle Cry. Although, we maybe just want more Delinas, right? Because this is at least 3. This is a guaranteed 3. Yeah, but Battle Cry... Why Battle Cry? Yeah, we'll pump anyway, that's true. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to make more Gobbos. We've already done the trigger. We're not getting Pack Tactics on these additional... Anybody who thinks we're getting additional Pack Tactics triggers, that's not how that works. Right? Or is it? Maybe I've got it wrong and we're not there yet, but I'm going to do it this way. It doesn't really matter. It's a natural 3-2 or one that we're going to pump into a 3-2. This doesn't get pumped, so... And the reason I like doing this is that they get the Wild Mage or they get the Battle Cry Goblin, but not both. Unless they've got something in hand. And do we want to sack anything? This just dies. This doesn't... I mean, it doesn't matter, though. I'd rather put damage on the Herbalist or whatever. Now we want a basic land, Swarming Gobbos, and then set up a great attack with the Gobbos. Swarming Goblin, roll a 20. Battlecry Goblin. And with 2 mountains on top, of course. We go mountain, mountain. Swarming Goblins on 20. Battlecry Goblin, pump 3 times. That's plan A. We'll see what Oppo has to say about it. Big roll. That's the one I wanted to roll big on. We missed. Can't even send the ghoul. It just dies into the 4/5 even with a sack. Good time zone Magic Star. I haven't gotten to the barber for about 16 months now. We've got that, just not using it. I think you got that for predicting Paolo is the winner in that one event. Yeah, choked on black mana. Boo. Could send, and then what does that get us? We get a Battlecry Goblin that could pump twice, but that still doesn't get the Roper. So yeah, we're going to make Skullport Merchant, get some treasure, then maybe next turn we draw a land and we can Black Dragon. And if we absolutely had to, we could use the treasure to activate the Merchant to sack something in response here, but we're going to say... can I... Oh yeah, I can activate this even if I am not attacking with it. So yeah, we can send the Swarming Gobbo. Thanks for that, Mike. I was thinking I needed to be attacking with the Gobbo to do the pump, so I didn't see what your line was, but now I see. And we would love to trade the Roper for the Gobbo, for example. Clear out the big blocker ahead of Black Dragon and big action. Or they take 4, that's fine too. Or double block, you want a 2 for 1? Yeah, 2 for 1's good too. All of this, of course, assumes that these 3 cards are not relevant to this combat. And I like that, given that Oppo doesn't know what we have in hand, they are making sure that this thing dies if they're going to do the blocking. It will give us the option of 2 for 1 or take out the 4/5. I think given the dragon, we would want to take out the 4/5 because the Black Dragon could drop and kill one of these 2 and clear out another blocker, whereas it cannot kill the 4/5. So they're only giving us this one. That's fine. We'll take the 2 for 1 and I'll put the Apprentice first. That's the thing I want dead more. A fine result. Just give us a basic land, please. I think we only have basic land, so I could just say give us a land. Yeah, good point, Mike. In my heart of hearts, I knew how to use this thing, but just didn't think of it. Yeah, we'd much prefer a swamp, but I'd even take a mountain if the gods are going to be persnickety about it. Drop. We haven't completed anything this time, right? No, so... Interesting spot. Could send in just the ghoul here and sack the 1/1 and be willing to go drop ghoul 1/1 for the Roper. Could also just... we play the 6/6. It uses treasure and then keeps us potentially off of the double blacks. Yeah, we could drop. This becomes a 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 sack potential is nice, and it doesn't mean. And that means we. Yeah, I like that. Then we don't have to use our treasure. I'm trying not to use our treasure this turn. But big 6/6 is real too. Yeah, I'm gonna go the drop. I like your line, Mike. I think it was either this drop line or the elemental line. I'm gonna go with this one. Hobgoblin Captain is nice-ish, but I still want to dig for land. Maybe I should have kept that. Oops. I think I'm getting distracted by my clock here in unhelpful ways. Let's just send that. Probably just take this. But we have Skullport activation available, Battlecry Pump, if that, you know, we have actually a lot of power on defense here. They're gonna get our enchantment with another. Oh, they're playing Find the Path. That does not scare me too much, although they get a duder out of this. Unless they want to get treasure. Oh no, wait, they're going to. They just no, they're already here. Yes, they're choosing which one. I assume 1/1. Oh, they're creating treasure. Interesting. Well, what does that mean? I guess we'll find out, but you don't make treasure there without a very specific reason on what you intend to do with it. Drop again. Well, now I kind of just like send all and have all this battle cry pumping. I mean, why not send everything? We can pump bolt. We get to make another 1/1 and then we pump everything. I'm sending all. And then Dragon will clean up later. Drop first? That doesn't kill it though. Eh. Stop it. All right, win target game. How about that? Hey, D. Going good? D sent me a copy of an English translation of his book, his kind of travelogue book. I started checking that out this weekend. Yeah, we're 4-0. Rolling along. Nearly profit. Hey, I want to let you all know I did completely get my blingy like commander binder processed into my store. So if you like blingy commandery type stuff, maybe you know, you can filter my offerings by foil or something and see some of the new sweet foils I added. I mean, Magic is so deep, like the chances that I uploaded exactly the foil you're looking for is probably slim, but you could browse them and maybe find something interesting. This is an easy keep. And of course, viewers, if you buy from me at my store, remember to leave me a note, send me a message in the system, and I'll send you a signed rookie card. FNM All-Star Ryan Spain. All right, we'll play the Swamp and hold up Enfeeblement. Maybe we'll pick something off. No, I don't have those. Oh, actually, I do have those listed. I think just to keep them for inventory, but they're way overpriced, Mama. If you see some weird price in my stuff, it's because it's probably that I don't want to sell it, honestly. Sometimes I price stuff high because I'm more using it as an inventory than actual intended sale. All right, you know what? We'll do it. This seems great to be able to spend 1 mana to fire it off and kill something, especially with Horde Robber behind. We're going to try and get through. I like it. And now they've got a nice block on us, unfortunately. I'm going to max my mana and play the Fang Blade, and I will block the Spy if given the chance. Thing is, if they kill our Fang Blade, I'm not going to block with the Robber, so the Knife kind of likely to hit us for a card here. If I were Oppo and had removal, I would pick off that Fang Blade and get in. That's what I'm expecting. There you go. At least that's not kill, so they're replacing the card they spent to get this through. That's better for us than the alternative. And if they don't come up with a blocker, we can Horde Robber for a treasure. All right, all right. Could be a lot worse here, because now we get to treasure and Zombie Ogre. I think I like that. We could also double spell, and that gives us 2 blockers on the soul. Yeah, we should do that. Let's give ourselves 2 blockers, and then 1 piece of removal doesn't allow the Soul Knife Spy to connect again. A little safer to defend against the Soul Knife Spy with 2 blockers that can kill it. Wow, quite a turn for Oppo. This is really interesting. But I think we go... Yeah, Ogre, send 2/2, but probably send 2/2 first and then Ogre. Yeah, steal 3/2 and draw cards sounds interesting, but I don't think we do that yet. I like the Mike play here of send in Blade. They trade for something, or like nobody likes to let the Blade hit. I like the 3/1 on D against the 3/2s. And yeah, we'll scry it. Let's go down the middle here. We want that because we want Black Dragon. So I'm going to keep that. Drop this. Yes, D, I like it so far. Flaya. Now I think I can steal the Flayer, get my creature back, and then when it returns the Flayer, they don't get it back. I am going to give him a Zombie Ogre trigger, though we can't let this Soul Knife connect. If they want to return it, okay, but we're going to try and trade. So yeah, I will take the Flayer so we get our Ogre back. Gotcha, Skeeter. It is how it works. I mean, that's how that works, but that's exactly how that works. Gain control of target creature for as long as you control Mind Flayer. You lose control of Mind Flayer, you lose control of your creature. That being said, that kind of screws us, and now we lose to a freaking blue deck. I don't think we have a way to come back from that. I mean, we draw a land and kill it with the dragon we do, so let's hold off. Maybe we black dragon the Flayer and still get there. It's just that we're gonna the card advantage here is gonna be something else between the Adventurer and the Scholar. Not that this is drawing multiples; it only does draw one per turn, but still, that's an extra card a turn, right? Two with first strike, good point. Might have to actually, on that front, double block the Adventurer here and just take everything else for a turn. You can't just put a single creature on the 1/1 Death Toucher. Oh, good, they put the counter here. Gosh, you got to put your counter on your Death Touch First Striker. They put it here, and we can't really block this thing, but as it is, we can do this, and they only get one of the two. Got to do this. And hope these cards aren't anything. Yeah, maybe they bounce it to hand, but like they got to choose. Basic land? No. But a card we can play and potentially do something with next turn. Chucking a Death Toucher could kill anything. Good question. Yeah, it's the tribe. Doesn't matter anyway. Well, we thought we were feeling pretty dead. Now we are feeling really dead. Hello, son of a lich. Welcome. Raiders. You're catching us at what looks like our first loss with this deck. Deck has been pretty sweet so far, but running out of options here. I like this for the bounce and this for the do your worst. And then still have dragon. If we find a basic land, we can kill the Flayer and get back our zombie ogre. That's our big plan here. I would not have returned my token to my hand, but cool. Misclick there from Oppo, I assume. Don't worry, Bulat Royal. I know that was just a misclick. We've all been there. Yeah, no card draw, too. We really need a basic land to finish off this Flayer to get back our zombie ogre to have a chance in this game. But if that happens, we have a chance in this game.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Bouncing the token shouldn't have counted as a death trigger because it went to hand. I guess it did kill the thing, though. That's a good question, Mike. But I thought death triggers were specifically going to the graveyard. The thing has to go to the graveyard, not just leave the battlefield. So it left the battlefield, but it did not. It didn't. Never went to the graveyard. But yeah, Tiger Tribe died. It was just answering Mike's question, though. Does that count as death? No. Unfortunately, didn't find our basic land, but we are going to continue to try and stay alive here. Darn it. Come on, deck. We had a chance, and you just said no. I wanted to cast my 7-drop dragon. All right, we're moving on. That sucks. No, you don't, Fenor. I do not have to root for my opponent in their crappy deck with crappy cards that aren't crappy at all and beat me. Yeah, rooting for islands. What has our community become? All right, let's notch another win with this deck and get to profit land. Pretty happy with 4 wins already, but, you know, I want it all. That's a good start. Got the play, got action, got cheap cards, both our colors. Just, like, one more land unlocks this whole hand. Vorpal Sorpal. That's always scary, but not too scary until the late game. Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of need to stay back on sword duty here. And did not find our requested land. So really the only play we have is to hook up the Gobbo. And I am going to try and trade. Yeah, super annoying. This hand is so great. It just needed like 1 land and 2 draws, but nope, fail, fail. Now, if they can kill... All right, well, at least we got a play. I'm glad we got a play. So now we're not 1 removal away from getting hit with the robber. Yeah, this happened before. Oppo and me both stuck on lands again. Oppo unstuck. Hopefully that is portentous for us as well. I like where we could head from here in terms of dropping the ghoul. Come on, deck. Just land us so that we can do some stuff. Please. Please. Nah. Nah, it's not how it's gonna work. Doing okay, all things considered. Even have Hobgoblin attacks for first strike if we really wanted to do that. But... man, I just want to get the land and unlock this hand. I don't even know what to do. Probably start dropping stuff. Alright, there's our land. Could drop the ghoul to get that off board and then have our own pump threats. We could merchant to add another treasure to the board. This is also a good blocker on this board. Not against the 4, but against other stuff. I'm kind of on drop the ghoul and scry. Getting the ghoul off board really takes a nice threat away from them as well. And good scry in that we do not want a 5. And not willing to send in here either. Sounds about right, Pablo, in that the red-black deck roughly supports twice as many drafters as any other pair. I mean, you just, like, any random collection of black and red commons tends to work together to do something. I mean, look at this. It's just commons and uncommons, both sides, kind of arbitrary. If they suit up the Bugbear and send in for 5, we got some decisions to start making. I think we could just trade off a Hobgoblin at that point and then move the boots. Yeah, that's interesting. I think we take the 3, although we could double block and 1 for 1 here, just not sack anything, and then we trade the ghoul for the Bugbear. Kind of like that. Like, what do you think about this? With what we have behind and them on 2 cards left and us on 4 that look pretty good. We have the boots behind, and we get one of these left. So yeah, let's take this. We lose our ghoul, I think, but I'm fine with that. Dragon, really not what we wanted to see. And Fangblade. Rust Monster does have a sack. It could block everything and threaten to sack this to turn in. But yeah, Fangblade threatens everything too. That's fine. Ugh. Well, we now know their whole hand. It's not great for us, but it's not the worst. We go to 10 here and then set up the Rust Monster to block next turn. If we turn boots into removal, that's fine. Our removal is... we got a lot of 2 damage removal that's a little bit coming up short, but Rust Monster threatening sack of boots is fine. I mean, sometimes the magic gods just have it in for you. Now we're in a must-block situation, but we do get... we'll double block and sack, and we'll take 6, but I just don't know how we then beat the 6 that's behind. Yeah, maybe it doesn't change all that much, Mike. But what it changes is that there's now a 6/5 we have to deal with, whereas before we were trying to deal with a 4/3, a 4/3, and a 2/3, which was doable. Oppo draws a land, we'd be fine, but no, Oppo draws action, top-end action, we're just screwed. Of course, we get the too late mana. How can we not lose? If we go merchant, that gives us another... we can chump and sack for first strike again. And now we have a chump on the sellsword and a tray... oh, but that's rough. Now 2, 3, 4. Well, let's see how they attack. I assume swing everything, and then we got tough choices. So we've got to live. If we... Do we have an answer to the 6-5? Because we can... Yeah. So Rusty kills the one with the sword so that we have to re-equip. But this is all just bad news bears. So now we can drop... We get to drop and make a goblin. And then the goblin can chump and kill the swords. We gotta drop the beholder? Or drop, make treasure. Yeah, treasure then gives us first strike. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to kill the beholder if we drop the jaded sellsword, and there's not really. Yeah, that's why I think we gotta go here. The treasure was interesting, but we need a chump more than a treasure. And this is interesting. Let's we can hold. There's a world in which they don't send the sellsword, and we can just double block in hands to get rid of the 6/5. But it looks like they're gonna Vorpal. Oh, they're just gonna sack that. Interesting. Well, Vorpal up. Vorpal up. This could be good for us. Come in. It doesn't quite keep the rust monster around, but still good. Well, if this is a blank, let's say this is a land and we top deck action. I mean, we either top deck land towards the dragon or action, so, you know, could be worse.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
We had no idea they were going to play the way they played, though. Death Touch sucks because we can't get the right power. Yeah, we can wait one turn, and I think we have to. We got to give ourselves a chance to actually kill that. But it does leave us one venture away from dead. Being at 1 against an opponent without this not in a dungeon, you're basically just almost dead. Oppo ripping like a champ. We need bunch of different stuff now. You know? I don't know if we're ripping like champs, but yeah, that kind of does us in because the wild mage gets something. So we'll make him attack, but we're dead. Literal dead here if they figure it out. But always make them figure it out. Alright. No, I mean, we're dead as soon as they attack with the 2 creatures, you know, because then this automatically makes a 3rd and we're dead. I'm happy with how we played that, though. We never gave up. We were up against it many times and kept making Oppo find new answers, new threats, new ways to win. Unfortunately, they did, but I liked how we played that one. Good work, gang. All right, one more. Let's get real profit. We started, what, 4-0? We're now 4-0 to 4-2. All right, son. We'll catch you. Thanks. This is a tough choice to keep. On the draw, Horde Robber, not super likely to connect for treasure, but also on the draw, we have more outs to find the red we need to get the captain down. I don't love that this has 3 5-drops and 2 land, though. 3 5-drops and 2 land is not great. But mulliganing stinks as well. I'm going to keep narrowly. If we find a mountain, it's kind of what we need anyway. So I'm really only asking for one thing. Lands, mountains, you know. No, I haven't heard the latest from LR yet. Interesting. So that means Luis is eating some crow on fly. To be fair, Luis's baseline for why he believed in that card totally checks out. It was just one of those things. All right, well, sometimes you go 4-3 to 0-3, or 4-0 to 0-3. Boo earns. I don't think it's BFC green bad. I think that's a bridge too far, but sure, we can cast it. Sometimes Magic says you don't get a game. Sometimes Magic says that hot start you had doesn't count. So a mountain right now, and then they play an owlbear. Like, I think the owlbear just makes it so that even the mountain doesn't do it. But you do get a sweet meme. Oh, apparently it was on before, so I must have doubled up on my memes earlier.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take?
Well, that was rough. You saw me talk through the keep. It was a high-risk keep, and it did not pay, and we're just straight dead.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Bummer of a result to come after a 4-0 start. 4-0 to 0-3 just is quite the gut kick, because you didn't even make it to profit. Like, we didn't even profit. But we came close enough for government work. And I liked how we played. You know, when we lost, it was the nature of the beast and good opponents. So tip your cap, accept the game you've signed up for and move on. Yeah, Gold Stash almost to 200. Rocket's furious at the delivery coming our way. I don't know what it is.